Hi, just want to show what we're dealing with here in Taos. Uh, the storm happened last night and it's very windy. It's blowing a lot of it away, but it's very cold and biting out there. And I walked in the Unity Earthship this morning, which in our analogy here is the river. And it was almost 80 degrees. And basically had to take all my wraps and coats and everything off. And so I'm sitting here in what I call the river today. You're not having to look at me, you're in the river. And we are looking at the food growing there when it's bitter cold and biting wind outside. I just picked a few tomatoes to have for lunch. I do hang out here at the river quite a bit. So this river situation is, it's my way of explaining or making an analogy for myself what is really going on here. And I'm trying to show myself a basic schematic of what I'm dealing with, and then I can try to come up with a solution. Look at the wind blowing the snow out there, out the windows. Now that is biting cold, and I'm sitting in here, with a t-shirt on. So one other thing I have noticed as I keep re-examining this situation is that around the people, the 8,000 people that are trudging through the desert, there seem to be wolves all around them, so that even if they did start to go to the river on their own, because I'm going back and joining them and getting involved with them enough to point out which direction the river is. And if they try to go on their own, they're going to encounter wolves. And where did these wolves come from? It might have been as simple as there was an advertisement, wolves needed, and a bunch of people showed up and got wolf suits, and now they're out there doing whatever the requirement for the wolves is. That's how ridiculous it seems to me. There are wolves out there, and they've got their wolf suit on, and they're doing what they were told to do to get their paycheck. And what they were told to do is make it hard for people to get to the river. I'm sorry, but that's the way it looks to me. And it is. They are making it hard for people to get to the river. And so they have not only, some of them don't even know about the river, but the ones that are starting to know about the river, they have to go through the wolves. What are those wolves? Oh, they are the HOAs, the regulation and permitting departments. You have to get a permit for tires. You have to get a permit for sewage. You have to get a permit for building. You have to get a permit for plumbing. You have to get a permit for electrical. You have to have all kinds of sign-offs. You have to, if you're doing anything alternative, you have to prove it, blah, blah, blah. Yes, that's what the wolves do. They make it harder for people to get to the river. And what I'm saying is, why couldn't there just be, if they put out an ad for wolves, why can't they put out an ad for angels? It sounds a little ridiculous, but why can't you get some people out there in angel suits that are being paid by the government to help people get to the river? That's just another way of looking at it in my mind. We've got the wolves, they're out there. Rather than get rid of them, let's come up with the angels who help people get through the wolves on the way to the river. Because my bottom line is, I want people to be able to be in a building like this when it's blowing snow outside, and you can see it outside the door there right now. I want people to be in a building like this. And I don't care whether they're the right kind of people or not. We'll address that later. I think everybody deserves a chance at it. And I'm looking for how to get through the wolves. And what I think is, If they got the wolves there, we can get the angels there. It's a little bit of a Disney World analogy, but it works for me. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.